9 values, 1 field. If you let these in, the way you move through this world changes today. Netism is a way of living centered around unity between all beings. I'm Nora Spinnor from Netism, a nonprofit spiritual organization, and I'm going to walk you through our 9 core values. These points set guidelines for meaningful lives. You can find out more about them at netism.org. And if you want to connect with other people, go to livingnetism.com. That's where you can join the conversation, no matter where you are. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Your comments help us share these important teachings to everyone who's ready to hear them. And make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. The first point of Netism is unity. This is the first most important point. Everything stems from the understanding of unity. And if we don't grasp this, the other points won't make as much sense. Unity says that all life is one. Everything's connected. We can't hurt another person without also hurting ourselves. This is really deep when we get down to it. Other people are reflections of ourselves. We have to learn to love each and every aspect of our essence. Most often, the things we dislike in other people, we dislike even more within ourselves. The view of separation, us versus them, is a distortion of the unified source field. We are all emanations of this infinite current. When we lose this truth, though, things appear separate. Embodying the spirit of unity raises our resonance and realigns it. It's the founding principle behind Netism. The second point of Netism is balance. What balance really means is impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. The highs and lows in life are necessary. Challenges shape us. Times of ease allow us to rest and recover. Everything moves through this eternal sway. When we understand this, we can be present in the moment. Think of how when we live in denial that our loved ones will die or that we will die, we don't fully appreciate the time that we do have. If we really embrace the truth of impermanence, we'd appreciate things more. The darkness of winter brings death to the soil so that spring can flourish. Balance also shows up in everyday life, like working, then resting, giving, and then receiving, talking, and then listening. It's all about rhythm in the small stuff just as much as the big cycles. The third point of Netism is collective evolution. Evolution isn't a solitary effort. It demands a change in the collective. So we aren't responsible for other people's enlightenment, but we should never hinder it. If we grow, we share our wisdom with anyone who asks. We grow by spreading growth. New people bring new insights. Hiding information from people who seek it is counterproductive. It brings distortion and takes our resonance away from unity. Help others and have the humility to admit what you don't know. You can't evolve at the cost of another. You can't hurt one population without hurting the whole collective. We rise together or not at all. And just to be clear, that doesn't mean dragging someone who isn't ready. Free will always has to be respected. The fourth point of Netism is environmental stewardship. The planet is a living being, and we're all dependent on her. She's not a resource to abuse. Every plant, animal, and insect is part of her life network, including us. Nettas step up to this role. We care for her and connect with the planetary energy as part of our practice. This includes touching the physical ground, a practice known as grounding, and observing sunrise and sunset when the Earth's magnetic energy is the highest. Simple moments of tuning help our energy a lot. We try to live as much as possible as part of the system. We plant according to seasonal cycles, and we meditate the same way. Stewardship also means being mindful of waste, what we consume, and how tech or habits drain her resources. The fifth point in Netism is minimize harm. This is a natural stem from unity. If everything's connected, then any harm to you or others hurts the whole. We have to learn to love ourselves first. When we have good feelings about ourselves, we can spread those good feelings to others. This goes beyond action into thoughts and intentions. Want to feel good and change your resonance? Change how you talk to yourself. Stop judging others. And don't do good things with bad intentions. Choose kindness and you'll see the shift. Real kindness isn't a strategy. It's who you are when you're aligned. The sixth point in Netism is education and collaboration. Science can't progress until it opens the way for researchers to look beyond the ordinary. Too often, ideas that push the boundaries of the norm get rejected. Netism dares to ask the tough questions and encourages research in areas like consciousness and zero-point energy. We are advocates for open sourcing data whenever possible, so that multiple specialties can combine ideas. When the same pattern shows up in several areas, there's usually a deeper truth buried within them. Essentially, we'd like for specialists and independent researchers to enter a discussion together, where ideas are met without judgment and different perspectives are welcomed and explored. In Netism, science and spirituality are both part of the same conversation. The seventh point in Netism is community. No person's an island. We rely on community for our well-being. We cherish diversity, understanding that each unique perspective gives us a wider view. We don't have to agree with others to try to understand them. We see others' weaknesses as lessons yet to learn, and then we help foster their strengths. When each person works to their best dynamic, and each person's different, the system can run smoothly and effectively. Netism helps build local communities and online communities. And guys, if you want to join us online, you can go to livingnetism.com and check out the forums. This site's pretty new, but there's so many cool metaphysical subjects. And because it's new, this means that your voice makes even more of a difference. The eighth point in Netism is spirituality. For us, this means getting in tune with our energy bodies and becoming aware of how we're connected to the whole. It's non-denominational and self-driven. So there's no guru who you have to see to unlock the keys for you. We give you the tools, the roadmap to spiritual balance, and you do the rest. The material world only makes up half of our existence, and only temporarily. Our spirit lives on after death and continues through reincarnations until it can rise to the next cycle. The cycles are endless, and each one brings new challenges. In each cycle, we have to work with our spiritual resonance. Spirit is universal, and we don't care what labels or imagery you use as long as you use it to grasp its eternal nature and understand it further. Spirituality doesn't just happen on a meditation mat. It's in cooking, walking, music, or just being present in your daily life. The ninth point in Netism is philanthropy. Real kindness lifts the field. Real kindness also doesn't ask for recognition or return a favor. When we help other people with an alternative motive in mind, it's not really help, it's just an exchange of labor. Everything is energy. And the energy behind generosity that doesn't seek anything is way different. Most people haven't experienced it. They don't know they should try to. Netists know how benevolence lifts the field, and that's what we're all about, raising our energy and raising what's around us. Philanthropy doesn't only mean money. Time, energy, presence, listening, all of those are ways of giving that ripple outward. Give with no strings and watch the field brighten. So, what's Netism all about? Energy and connection. These 9 points aren't just concepts, they're a way of living. Unity, balance, collective growth, caring for the earth, minimizing harm, sharing knowledge, building community, tuning to the spirit, and giving with no strings attached. There, and make sure you subscribe to see all of our updates.